Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. My name's Lee Honish. I am joined by Miguel, and that one over there is Andrew. That's Andrew Lafayette, Miguel Antonio Barragan. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. This is a show about boxing. But there is a remarkable thing that happens about 4 times a year. And this is one of those remarkable weeks. Andrew, what happens when 4th of July is in the middle of the week, when Christmas is in the middle of the week, when New Year's is in the middle of the week, and whatever, probably one other random holiday that I'm not giving credit for happens in the middle of the week? What happens to both fighters and reporters when there's a holiday in the middle of the week?
They disappear? I don't know. What?
Correct. That is
okay,
correct.
Thank God.
Good job. You got it right. So today, if you're listening or watching the video, if you feel that this show has an extemporaneous, good word, Miguel, good word, extemporaneous amount of filler, then you would be correct. And I have created enough filler to give you guys 90 minutes of magic, because if I left it up to the stories we'd be out of here in about 22 minutes. And I think most of the stories were AI anyway. How fun is that? Andrew, how was your 4th of July?
Yeah, very good. We stayed home. I pulled out 2 ladders and I put a piece of wood between them, and I lit my Safe and Sane fireworks off of there. It did good until the wind picked up, and then it started going down the street. I don't know if the neighbors like that.
Do they still do pinwheels like when we were kids? Like you nail them to a piece of wood and they spin in a circle? Or did they deem those too dangerous?
You know what? I had 2 neighbors that were supplying us a very good show of illegals also. So, I tried. I think I would do it again next year. But I got to set it up to where none of them fell, but you got to secure them on the wood. None of mine fell. I was just doing it kind of ghetto with 2 bricks. I got to make it a little bit better.
Ghetto with 2 bricks. I feel a theme. I would love to call today's show 4th of July from the ghetto. Because I already know Miguel's answer, because I know my answer. Miguel, they're still blowing shit up in my neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As of last night, my dog was going nuts still. Yeah.
I have a dog on Xanax at this point. Oh, so great. How was it in the hood, G?
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't half bad. But my sister's birthday is in late June, so she just kind of holds off on celebrating it, and then does a whole shebang shindig on the 4th of July. So Tuesday,
so did
we
you
did
go to the Indian Res and hook her up?
No, hell no.
You're not driving. You're not driving out the middle of nowhere for that.
That's my brother-in-law's brother's gig. That dude, he's the one that ends up grabbing all the illegals and whatnot. So we had a few. I think we had a few left over from last year. Actually, I don't know if we restocked this year, but nonetheless, it was all right. It wasn't half bad. I think there is a veteran down the street who wasn't very pleased with us. But nonetheless, was a great.
Just sent a picture. That is some ghetto shit, Andrew. That is. You know what, Andrew? Andrew, you're a part of us here in Montebello, LA. That's some rocky ass ghetto shit. I was trying to
make the Safe and Sane a little bit unsafely. Let's see what happens if you put it at a higher elevation.
All right, so when I was
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it now.
No, that is ghetto.
Shut up, Lee. I'm trying, man. The kids liked it.
You're a normal guy with expensive cars. You own a house. You have a great job. You've toughed out the tough period. You are literally set for life as part of a union. And yet, know what happened? Wait, Andrew, you're proving my theory.
This is what we did.
The boy out of the hood, but the hood out of the boy. I mean,
this is what we did. This is what we did at the end of the night. Here it comes, you guys. Lee asked. Now we're.
Go for it.
It's coming. Hey, my car also broke down on what was it? Yesterday morning, Lee. I get up.
Wait, hold on. The Land Rover, Andrew?
No, it's an Infinity. It's an Infinity.
By the way, Miguel, have I told the story of Fresno where Andrew drove into the parking lot of the actual promoters in the brand new Land Rover? And I go, your car is nicer than the promoters' cars. So kids, here's a lesson. If you work hard, join a good union, put in your time, suck it up, you get everything.
Definitely need workers. That is true. Yep.
There are things AI cannot do, and I'm pretty sure, Andrew, they can't fix themselves.
That's right.
There you go.
Did you get the last one?
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh, with the fam? I see the one with the fam.
Yeah, so I took them to the roof. We put a ladder up, we went on the roof, and that's how we ended the night, watching all the illegals from the roof.
Well, let me tell you about East LA, Andrew. First of all, I have two very neurotic dogs, and I found out last week, I didn't talk about this, the German Shepherd's actually dying. It's got a tumor. It's bleeding. It's dying.
That sucks.
It's 14, Andrew. That's as far as German Shepherds.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, no, you lasted longer than mine.
Yep. Remy, who was Mackenzie's dog, and those of you who don't know, and I probably have said the name about 3 times ever, that's my daughter. Much like Andrew's daughter in college, it was her dog on the farm, and I'm sure we've talked about the farm days. And then my dog, and then my parents got him here at the house. So she went to the vet last week, and the vet goes, she's, by the way, same age as my daughter, 19, Andrew. And here's what the vet said: this dog is in remarkable shape. Like, it's ridiculous how healthy this dog is. And I went, I spoil a dog, keep it for a lifetime. Always. So they both are neurotic for 4th of July. And apparently I have been up here for 4th of July in many years. This is where I used to come as a kid for 4th of July. And my mom goes, oh no, they're carrying on the tradition that you started here in the circle. I live at the top of a hill in a cul-de-sac above East LA College, which means I got to watch the city burn on 4th of July. I just literally sat out back in the cool air and watched ambulances and fire trucks go off to different parts of East LA, more or less. Monterey Park sits above East LA to the little bit to the west. Then south would be really, for those of you who don't know, South Atlantic is Whittier Boulevard. That is real classic stuff. And then it goes over into Commerce and Montebello, and that's where I grew up. So if you're wondering,
is this a damn documentary? What's going on right now?
And by the way, if you're playing this as a drinking game, that would be 3 filler stories to stretch out the episode.
Oh, I hear you. What a it's so good, Lee. I was like, what the hell's going on?
So today's drinking game.
Hey, Lee.
Yes.
I got one.
All right.
So that picture I just sent you guys, I'm on the
there's
roof.
A new one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's
For
me
those
on
of
the
you who
roof.
don't know, Andrew is sending us Oh, is that the car?
No, well, that's the car. Yeah, that happened yesterday. That
The password is Infinity. And for those of you going, Infinity, I'm lucky to have a Corolla.
Hey, that cap was leaking. I go to the place. They go, oh yeah, the radiator's $200 and something bucks. Don't have it in stock. I walk over to the aisle, and that stuff was $10. I said, well, I'm gonna try this first, and we'll take it from there. But anyways, then on the roof, when I'm on the roof, we're watching the fireworks. I look down and I go, man, it hasn't rained in a while. Why is there water around me? And I guess my AC unit up there.
Wait, hold on. For those of you who don't get how great this joke's about to be, Andrew, what is it that you are a part of the union of and do on a daily basis?
I do AC and refrigeration, but listen.
And by the way, Miguel, when you're thinking, hey, my AC unit went down, I should give Andrew a call. Andrew, what happened when I gave you a call about my AC unit? This is exactly the advice. Go out, trip the breakers, this, do that. And I go, it's still not working. He goes, you're fucked. It's a compressor. That's exactly what he said.
Listen though. It was running. I have an elevated ductwork, so I guess the water was just coming out of the unit. So I had a plug drain line. So I had to do that in the nighttime at the end of 4th of July.
I was bust out your tools and actually work.
Yeah, I had to work.
Miguel, would you count that as 5 extemporaneous moments in the show without talking boxing?
I'm not
so if you're
sure
5 shots deep and or driving a car on Monday, you might want to pull over. This show's going to get real bumpy before the end. We're only 10 minutes in, and I still only have 22 minutes of actual content. Fuck. Here's how bad today's content is. Andrew watched Showtime Boxing last night. Can I say that again? I mean, that's almost a have a shot moment by itself for everybody watching the show. If this is your first time watching, understand Andrew hates the PBC. Hates. And he was so desperate for boxing last night, he got excited for Showtime Boxing. This might be the lowest moment ever in boxing.
We have to give the PBC credit though, since the well
he
has dried up
last night.
Since the well has dried up, they have put in the fights that the fans want to see together now. So this is why I'm tuning in a lot more. Give me one
fight, Andrew. Andrew, you're giving him credit for Crawford. Let's talk about it because it's not a story. So wait, hold on. Let's actually start the show. Let's actually.
All right.
Hey, hi everyone. It's Fighting Net Radio. Hope you enjoyed your fart. We're guys from the hood. Clearly. They blew up the center of the circle in front of my house. There was so much shit out there at the end. What is it about just leaving it after you're done that would be number 6, Miguel, of extemporaneous? Yeah, all right. This show's about boxing. We're going to start right off because nobody wrote a story about this. So Andrew has been watching, and we'll do the quick recap right here, has been watching the Crawford Spence 24. He actually texted us during the week, got very excited about it. And this is kind of where we jump off at. Andrew watched Showtime last night. He actually watched a PBC fight. And if you're recapping or somehow started in the middle of his video, which really wouldn't happen, what in the F are you talking about, Andrew? They've made one fight. Let's be really honest. What is the biggest fight? And by the way, the fight actually hasn't happened yet. Can I state that for the record? The fight has not happened yet between Spence and Crawford. One of these guys could get the AIDS at any moment. And if you're watching this going, hold on, let me qualify this because I'm trying not to get canceled because we do video now. For those of you going, oh, Lee, that's horrible. How could you say that? That is our code word for a fighter like Virgil Ortiz to just go, I'm hurt. I'm out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. I'm out. I'm out. Right? So that fight technically has not happened yet. So outside of Crawford versus Spence, name me one real PBC fight they've made, Andrew.
Fulton versus Inoue is happening.
Whoa. Fulton versus Inoue hasn't happened yet. The fight actually has to happen.
No. Whoa, come on.
Andrew, if a radiator blows up in the woods and there's nobody there to see it, did it really blow up?
Yeah, but yes, it did actually. But
that was a good one, Miguel. See, that's a callback. I'm teaching you comedy.
But you started off, even though it didn't do good on pay-per-view, Plant fought Benavidez. That was a fight everyone was waiting for, right?
No, they weren't.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. The pay-per-view numbers do not show that anyone was waiting for it. But
hold on. Let's go to our official referee on this, Miguel. Is anybody really looking for Caleb Plant to regain a title?
Well, no. I mean, the
outside
Plant
of the people of Tennessee or whatever bumfuck place he's from.
Well, I mean, he lives here now, so this is kind of sort of his town, but like here in Vegas, I mean, of course. But I mean, this was I think Benavidez Plant would have been a lot more intriguing and a lot more interesting if it happened before Plant fought Canelo, because that was kind of the point. It's like, you know, Plant had a little bit of leverage because he had the IBF belt, which is what that last belt that Canelo wanted. But you know, we kind of would have liked to have seen somebody like Benavidez fight Plant prior to that, but ultimately it happened afterwards, which I have to say is one of the reasons why there was less interest in the fight after the fact. But anyway, yeah, it's not
based
like
on wait, Miguel, you look at the betting like I do. Did you? All right, he's now Vegas people, right?
Yeah,
he brought the whole family out there and went full white trash. And your people are saying, "What? Vegas is white trash? Vegas is white trash, very spectacularly." So he fits right in. He does. Have you ever?
Now, Lee,
tell me you've met somebody, Andrew, who went, "Boy, I hope Caleb wins."
No, so let me rephrase that then. I think the PBC was believing that was going to be David Benavidez's coming out party. It was on pay-per-view. He was undefeated. He was talking about fighting Canelo. Mike Tyson saying he's the most dangerous man in the division. I think that was supposed to be his coming out party, and that's not a bad opponent. You have a guy that went solid rounds with Saul Alvarez, right? He was doing his thing against Saul until the very end of the fight. Let's see how he looks against Benavidez in the biggest fight of his life. That's not a bad coming out party.
Hold on. Now let's go to our referee on that topic. Miguel, refresh my memory, but wasn't there one judge who gave it a complete shutout for Benavidez?
Oh, geez. Right offhand, I don't remember. I know one being super one-sided.
It feels like it, though, right? Like there was one judge who had it ridiculously over the top.
That's a good thing, though.
Is it? Benavidez should have shut down Plant.
If he was Lee, you just said that one judge gave him a shutout. That's a good thing.
I mean, here's the problem, and this is why I'm kind of pro Enos. Before we jump ahead to the end of the story, you handled your scandal, right? How many guys in the PBC have we not seen handle their scandal? We're going to talk about, we talked about it last week, right? Canelo versus Charlo. I got to tell you right now, if I was betting overs and unders and you told me right now I had to bet, I'd tell you it's a 12-round decision without even batting an eye. I wouldn't even think twice. Right? I'm telling you right now, Crawford Spence, I know the overs and unders, thanks to Miguel this week, are 10.5 rounds, right? It's going to a decision. 100%. Nobody is willing to risk it, Andrew. Nobody goes in there. You want to know why everybody likes Tyson Fury, even though he's ducking fights and claiming whatever craziness? That crazy ass fucker in that first fight went for broke, got caught with a punch, got off the mat, got up. He is legend strictly for that. Do we all agree? Fury is legend for getting up on Deontay Wilder, right?
Yes.
Because he was risking it, right? Like, so explain this, Andrew. You are now teaching your son how to box. When you throw the right hand, how open are you and susceptible to getting caught?
I don't know. What are you asking?
Aren't you Golden Gloves? What did you forget boxing? Right. So when you throw the right, I've now left myself completely open, correct?
No.
And that's what ultimately caught Fury. He was going for broke to try to finish the fight. Late in the fight, nobody in the PBC is risking shit, Andrew. Nobody. It's strap season, brother. We're going to fight to keep Charlo's belts on it. The other Charlo brother is currently fighting with one of the organizations to keep his belts because he hasn't fought in, 5 years. Boxing's fucked, Andrew. Fucked. And if Spence Crawford sucks, we're going to lose more boxing fans. I know you're watching the 24/7, but if this fight winds up being a snooze fest, nobody's buying it anymore. Nobody. Oh, I shut
All
everybody.
right. I don't know where that
I shut the room down. Wait, hold on. I'm looking for a counterpoint. I want you to sell me on this. I want to be a boxing fan. Shit, I've converted my mother.
Lee, I think boxing clearly showed that if you put on the fights that fans want to see, we will respond. I think Al Heyman and Golden Boy are very happy with the response that Davis and Garcia got. So listen, will Spence and Crawford do those numbers? Who knows? Look, ticket sales, I believe, aren't good. A fight of this magnitude not being sold out is not a good sign for them. Now, does that show that people aren't going to buy the pay-per-view? I'm hoping that they just outpriced themselves on the tickets. What was the ticket? $900 for the top row?
Yeah, starting at 205. I'm looking at them right now. This is a very classic thing on Fight Net Radio. All right. Miguel is not going to be in town, so I guess I'm going by myself, Miguel.
Oh, you're going to be in town? You decided to come?
Wait. How bad an idea. Me in town with money going to a fight by myself.
Yeah, that's like top 5 like bad idea.
I mean,
I had talked about it on my day job.
Spending $99 compared to $500. I think it was $500 you found on a resale last
Andrew.
week.
I'm going to the fight by myself because we all know you're not allowed out of the house anymore. Hold on. They're looking it up for me. They're looking it up. And I am a frugal person. The lowest ticket. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's not good. For those of you who don't know, because maybe I'll put the image up, but the worst thing you can see when you're looking at tickets is every section is in blue. Lee, what does that mean? Well, the gray sections are sold out, but every single section I'm going to show you guys. I just don't want to do editing on this later on, but I'm going to do a share screen. So all of us can be completely startled. Everybody ready? Everybody looking at your screen? Here we go. Where would you like to sit? That's not good.
No, it's not.
That is literally not that good. Well, that means I can sit in every single section. Every single section.
That shows you Top Rank knew something. Remember when Top Rank said they need a private investor or something to get this fight to go? I think he knew Terrence Crawford wasn't big in the front row seat sales for $20,000. They might have gone onto something there.
I mean, Andrew, to be logical, I'd rather buy lobster tail. I'll pay for the fight. If your cheapest seat is $519, let me get that square for everybody. The cheapest seat is $519. Let me tell you what you can stay at home and do. Giant lobster tail, tomahawk steak, pay for the fight, have somebody come over and rub your feet and or blow you, all for $519. Why would you leave your house, Andrew? Why would you ever do it?
Me and my wife, I get all of that. Plus, I could go to the casino.
I would hope so. And Andrew, to qualify, because we've talked about it, not in a bowling parking lot, correct?
It's only if I win above 25, Lee.
Some of this show is just for Andrew's family who listens. I would love to be there when the male version of the family who listens to the show hears Andrew talk about his wife sexually, going, they're just sitting in the car. Bah, bah, bah. She had an immaculate reception.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody on both sides of the family. I know way too much about your history too. And a couple of people I relate to, Andrew. Jeez, too much. All right.
27 years ain't easy, Lee. 27 years ain't easy.
You are literally the poster boy. If you really want to get married and really want to be with that person, call Andrew. He's going to start a program for people who want to stay married no matter what. Better have
bowling nights with handicaps and happy endings. That's what you better have.
you realize you just made a family member cringe with that statement, right? Like you realize that there was like a cousin or
Ain't no one
something. Just
listening.
they were driving. After, well, never mind. I want to talk about one other story that didn't make it into mainstream before we jump into the actual news, and that was Usyk. I want to talk about this because I saw it nowhere else, and I posted it. Feel free at FightNet Radio. Here you go, Miguel. Smash, click, ring the notification bell. Whatever it is you kids do. I'm old. I'm allowed to be old. Usyk versus Dubois, and I saw a poster flying around. They claimed that there were tickets, but Usyk versus Dubois on 26. But when I was pulling stories for this for today, there is no mention of Usyk versus Dubois being official. Miguel, you are a complete nerd. Did you see anything outside of that one sort of billboard flying around?
No, I think I saw a couple of posts. I mean, I think everything is being reported from like the UK sites. Those are the ones that I've seen it from, if I'm not mistaken.
So is it real?
I mean, as far as I know, I mean, they're already got, undercard bouts, named and whatnot. So I have to assume it. According to what people are saying, at least again, the UK sites like the Sky Sports and stuff, they're saying it's confirmed. So I mean, that pretty much solidifies it, I have to say.
So zero confirmation on the US sites, zero stories on the US sites. But again, it's 4th of July week, so who knows? All right, let's start with the basics, Miguel, because you are an expert on this topic. Chub meter, Dubois, Usyk.
Ugh.
Yeah,
wow.
that's
Wait, hold on. Let's rewind. Andrew, did you just Why, Andrew?
No, go with Miguel. You asked him. That's fine.
Well, you interjected with I don't know if you had an orgasm.
When you said it out loud, it sounded
or...
different than reading it.
All right, Miguel. Is there a chub meter for this fight?
There really isn't. I mean, like it's good that that Usyk is up in there against another somewhat top heavyweight, right? With only one loss, and that loss being a Joe Joyce. It's not like Dubois isn't at least a formidable opponent. The guy's a big dude. He can hit pretty hard, so it's not like he's gonna face some smaller heavyweight like himself. He's gonna fight a big dude. Granted, not as big as someone like Fury, but nonetheless, he's fighting another English guy who is big and can hit hard. So that has to count for something. So it's measures on the low end of the chub meter. It's not like it's the fight that we want to see, because really this is blue balls, right? We know this. We know the fight that we want to see, and it's not that. So yeah, that is where the primary comes from. It's just like, oh geez, it's not the fight that we want to see, but it's something. They're giving us freaking crumbs here at this point. But I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna watch, of course, because who the hell knows? Maybe Dubois pulls off the upset or something like that, which I'm sure Tyson Fury would prefer. Fight another. Let's say for the sake of argument, Dubois beats Usyk. I'm sure the next fight immediately is going to be against someone like Fury, and then we have ourselves an all English fight the way we were supposed to have against with AJ and Fury. So anyway, yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad fight, but it's certainly not the one we want.
Is he as big? I could be wrong about history, but is he as big as Chisora?
Big, like, what do you mean as far as like
physique? As far as a heavyweight, I thought Chisora was probably the biggest thing Usyk fought, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the biggest one, but I mean it's damn,
he's
right
6'5".
Yeah,
he's 6'5".
Okay, wait, who are we talking about? Dubois?
No. Yeah, he's 6'5" with the 78 reach.
Oh yeah, Chisora's not that tall, right? I don't think Chisora's that tall. No, so yeah, I would say he's bigger. Yeah, he is bigger for sure.
Yep.
So here's my question: what's the biggest thing Usyk has fought at this point? He's not fought a super heavyweight.
No. I think one of his early fights was against like some lesser known heavyweights, but I don't think they were that big. I want to say Dubois is going to be the biggest.
Okay, Andrew, go ahead. Explain your.
Well, it's the fight with Joe Joyce. Joyce is not at the level of a Usyk or a Fury. So jumping him up in this kind of opponent is just foolish to me. It's not jumping weight divisions; it's jumping classes of talent. That's as dangerous as moving a fighter up to face someone good. So this is the heavyweight division. I think he annihilates this kid in under 5 rounds. I wouldn't give it 5 rounds. He couldn't get out of the way out of a guy I described as a 40-year-old George Foreman. You guys, he couldn't get out of the way of those punches.
I recently rewatched the Moorer fight. He ate everything till the end.
Usyk should, and if Usyk comes in with the chip on his shoulder, wants to make a statement, he's got everyone telling him, if you want Fury, you got to make some noise out there. He should annihilate this guy. I haven't seen there's been no evidence that Dubois is going to be able to stand up to someone like Usyk. So I have Usyk by easy knockout going into this.
But Andrew, do you think Usyk has the pop? Like, we're not talking, because Joyce is a big dude. Joyce has some pop, so he was able to hurt him. Because every fight, if I'm not mistaken, was the Usyk's first fight at heavyweight was the only one that he was able to stop his opponent. Every other heavyweight he's fought, including Chisora and Joshua, they've gone the distance. So, like, yeah, granted, it's different, classes as far as boxing skill goes. But I mean, he's not exactly. I'm talking about Usyk. He's not exactly a heavyweight, puncher, really. So I don't know. Is he going to be able to stop Dubois, even though he doesn't have? I mean, he could take him to school. I'm sure he'll do that, but stop him?
If he can't stop the punches, it's a 12-round fight. Yeah, technical knockout. I get them both. When you go for a stoppage, even the corner stopping the fight because the guy just can't. It's a no-win situation basically for me. This is a big jump in class for him. I don't see him going the distance. So however it stops, is it going to be a Manny Pacquiao, Ricky Hatton knockout? No. But could it be a Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto beat down to a technical knockout? Hell yes, it can. It could be the same thing, if not earlier, that Joe Joyce did to him because of the punching and taking him flush on the face. The guy doesn't move his head. This guy, what if he hits him in the eye again? The eye swells up. Usyk is going to use his head as target practice. They'll wave this thing off. This fight is over. That's what I'm talking about. We can sit here and say the size. We got to look at the skill. One guy's on the pound for pound ranking. The other guy never even graduated from the prospect level. How does he get this fight?
He's ranked by somebody.
He can't be. You know what? He's had 4 comeback fights against lesser dudes. So maybe that's how he got back on the. But when you look at his last big stage fight, this was his coming out part. Him and Joe Joyce, man, that was it over there. That was the one, right? These 2 young guns were going to go at it. I know they're older on paper, but as far as prospects, these guys were making the next step. He gets knocked out. And doesn't he quit? If I'm not mistaken, doesn't he drop to a knee and just stop?
Yeah, he took a knee a couple of times, and then the referee ultimately just halted it there. But yeah, it was like, I want to say he had a really swollen eye or something, and I'm sure every shot that landed was like super tender as hell on that area there. And I think after he felt the pop a couple of times, he just took a knee and took the count.
If Usyk is special, he stops. This is just too far in a level for me. I haven't seen Dubois do anything that gives me confidence that he steps into the ring with a guy like Usyk. It's a money grab. Lee, it's giving Dubois an extra few million. That's all his promoter told him. Hey, we're going to make some money you'll never see. You'll never see it. If you try to go in and fight another
Dubois done in 3. I think Usyk... Fuck this. Why is he not fighting
it's
Fury?
A money grab.
Fury's grabbing money because he wants Ngannou, right? We all know it. We all know Ngannou and Fury are going to fight. Anybody who doesn't think that is stupid.
Is Dubois a Frank Warren fighter? I could have swore he was.
They're both under Frank Warren.
No, I don't know about Usyk. I know Dubois. I'm certain Dubois is. I don't know about Usyk.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
I
don't
think
like
he's got
the
a
guy that has
co-promotional
Tyson
deal.
Fury.
I think
Didn't land Tyson Fury, but I could give you this guy. You know, to me, it's a money grab.
Hold on, Andrew. Let's go back to my greatest conspiracy of all time. What are the 3 letters for life? Miguel?
MTK.
MTK. Frank Warren is MTK.
That's good.
That weird guy who now works for Top Rank, who we really don't know the name of. Miguel knows who I mean. Who is that guy? Who is that guy?
It just pops up. He pops up in the ring.
Former MTK for life. Yeah, there's something weird about European fighters, Oxnard and or Mitsubishi of the South Bay. What are we laundering money in boxing at this point? I'm just saying it out loud. Wait, hold on. I felt it. Miguel, did you feel it? I feel like we need.
There you go. Your soundboard's
there you go.
back.
See, I've got sound effects. We're killing it today. And we're only 30 minutes into the show, and I still don't have enough content. And that fight technically isn't signed because nobody made a story about it.
What about Anthony Joshua's fight?
We'll get there. We'll get there. Because we have to talk about our king.
Okay, but Joshua is signed. Is Wilder signed?
By the way, Miguel named this show earlier in the week, and I'm going to talk about it because he literally came up with the greatest title ever for a show. We're not there yet. We're not there. We're not there. We're not there. But let's talk about our king. Miguel, who is our king? Who do we bow down to, kiss the feet of, and hope he wears something that looks like something out of a video game?
Mr. Senor Deontay Wilder.
Correct. So our first 2 stories right out of the gate, as I try to stall. Deontay Wilder says Usyk rejected a lot of. He rejected money. What? I don't even understand that. I live in bumfuck Mississippi. Where is he? He's not in. Where is he? He's in something like straight out of like college football, like Tupelo, Mississippi, or
no, Alabama or something.
Alabama, yeah, right,
yeah,
right.
Tuskegee, something.
Yeah, right. And he's got a new house there that maybe he paid $300,000 for, that he turned into a boxing gym. If you have not followed Fight Net Radio, go find a back episode. We've covered this. All right. Hold on, let me clear my throat, Miguel. Please feel free. I'm going to use direct quotes so I don't get in trouble today. I don't want to get canceled because we're doing video these days. Listen, I don't think Usyk cares. As long as he ain't got to fight me. Why did they do this, Miguel? Why did they do this?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Why? We did this last week. It really. Wait, hold on. For those of you wondering, let me get the cue up. All right. Side note. Can't we just clean up whatever they say? Can't just a little. Just a little. All right. I've got to do it directly. I don't think Usyk really cares. Period. As long as he ain't got to fight me. When did he? All right, let's stop right there before I get into the rest of the quotes. Andrew, have you ever heard about Usyk wanting to fight Deontay Wilder? Period. I have never seen that story.
No, I've never. No, not. Listen, during an interview when people are asking him, of course, he's probably said it where Deontay can point to that one interview of 5 seconds of someone asking him a question. But as far as him pursuing a Deontay Wilder match, no, not off the top of my head do I remember that. No.
Miguel, am I losing my mind? I don't think Usyk has ever said, "Oh, I want him."
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure you are still losing your mind in general, but no, he did not say that. Yes, I'm almost certain that Usyk did not say that.
And at this point,
you know what? I'm going to say this. Wait, hold on. We're having a moment. Hold on. Let me get the music right. You know what? one of you two fuckers could actually host the show and pull the stories and see exactly how hard this shit is to make this work, or wind up sounding like the boxing show where three monkeys throw up on each other. All right. Shout out to the boxing show. I actually like the guys. They follow me. I follow them. We're all...
Yes.
Hey, Lee, I used to give you the shows with the fighters' names and the colors of the flags that they fought for. Shut your mouth. I used to wake up at 3 a.m. to do that. It was so pretty. I
don't think he cares, Andrew. Listen, Andrew. I don't think he cares.
You look nice.
Andrew, listen, Andrew. Your king is talking. I don't think he cares. As long as he doesn't have to fight me, it's all good because he's never. For those that don't know, I'm going to insert exactly what Deontay's thinking. I don't think he cares as long as he doesn't have to fight me. And I can talk shit because he's never talked about me. It's all good because that man is terrified of me. You know why? Because he's never talked about me. He dodged me so many times, and I know, and don't act like I don't know. Oh my God, this is the best lines ever. He's dodged me so many times, and I know, period. And don't act like I don't know, comma. I don't want anyone to come out like, comma. Usyk said, and that. Right. He's never talked about you, Deontay, because you've only had one real fight. Can we all agree on this? Deontay has had one real fight with Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury literally beat him for 3 straight fights. Like, we're talking of all, 36 rounds. I would say that Tyson Fury lost 5 rounds, 6 rounds, tops, out of 36 rounds.
Yeah, that's tops, man. 6 is a lot, is high. Because that's
pretty generous.
Yeah.
I'm being very generous. So why doesn't Usyk talk about me? Because you're an afterthought, bruh. You're an afterthought. You are literally a glass jaw afterthought with one big punch who had a 12th round magical moment. That's it.
And to be honest with you, when Wilder was young, making all those title defenses, he was never thinking about Usyk. Usyk wasn't making the money that Wilder wanted, or the PBC was even interested. So I don't think their timeline ever matched.
Listen, Andrew, Usyk said this and that. Did you know that? Did you know he said this and that? So let me say it again. He said this, THIS, and that, THAT. I'm sure you've said this and that. That makes you my enemy, Andrew. Don't get on my bad side. It would be a lie because I know a lot of shit. What do we think? By the way, can I stress this to everybody? Go back and listen to the Joe Rogan Deontay Wilder interview. We've talked about this previously on the show. Hold on. I feel like a moment as I stall again. Hold on. Oh, wait. I passed my part. Ready, Andrew?
Yes.
How drunk are people if they actually do this as a drinking game? All right. Tell me I'm wrong, Andrew. Did we not talk about this previously where Deontay gets it in his head that he knows a lot of shit about the person he's fighting, right? Like I've got people in his camp. I've got this. I've got that. Right, Miguel? Like, this is one of his positions. I know all about him. Right? Can we please go listen? God, this kills me. Please go listen to the Joe Rogan interview with Deontay Wilder when he was asked, how do you train? Do you do plyometrics? And he said, and I quote from that show, I do all the plyometrics. What? Yeah, I do all the metrics. And then I eat Hop and John. In the same sentence, what do you eat? Hoppin' John? You know, rice and beans. I know you're trying to pull for the PBC, Andrew. Like, they've got all the fighters. None of their fighters fight people. But when your king is Deontay Wilder and he is completely deranged, saying he does all the plyometrics. And by the way, I don't even know what plyometrics is when Joe Rogan brought it up. But saying with oh yeah, I eat a lot. I eat Hoppin' John. So you just eat rice and beans? Yeah. Deontay is a complete nut. And we're going to segue right into that, which is he can't even get a fight in the PBC against Andy Ruiz, right? And here is the direct quote. Okay? That's my segue. Andy Ruiz only has a 4th grade education. Would you like me to do it as him? Listen, yes. Andy Ruiz only has a 4th grade education. He likes tacos. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? This is a thing that came across my ears. Where do I go with that one, Miguel? I mean, there is all kinds of shit I could talk about. This is the thing that came across my ears. They pulled him out and just wanted him to box. All right, so his position is Andy Ruiz's parents had a child. They pulled him out of the womb. They literally stuck boxing gloves on him and made him start boxing as a child because he goes on. It's true. Shame on his parents using him as a boxing slave. I know what it's like to be a boxing slave. 33 years old, body of a 4th grader, educated mind. What a cocksucker. Like, I can't. Where did he say this? Like, this is crazy ass shit. Where's the quote? 78 Sports TV. We got to get Deontay Wilder on. I got to believe we do better than 78 Sports TV. These are, let me do it again. Andy Ruiz has a 4th grade education. This is the thing that came across my ears. I got to stop right there. This is the thing that came across my ears. Pulled him out. I'm assuming the womb pulled him out and just wanted him to box. If it's true, shame on the parents. Using him as a boxing. Oh, I missed a word. You guys ready?
Yes.
This might be the title of the show. Using him as a boxing sex slave.
Oh,
I am
goodness.
not making that up. I'm going to share the screen because I can't even fucking believe this myself. Wait, hold on. All right. Everybody on the screen? There it is. Using him, because I know you guys think I make this shit up. Using him as a boxing sex slave. Andrew, as a parent with a child learning boxing, are you using him as a boxing sex slave?
No. That's weird that he would put it in that. Right now, with the word child sex slave being used so much.
Fuck?
You'd almost think like they put that in there just to get more hits. Very, very smart on his part, I guess, if you're looking at it from that. But boxing sex slave, no, that's kind of weird.
Well, and then he goes into this crazy section, a 33-year-old body with a 4th grade education mind. Wow. Bow down to your king, everyone. Bombsy Squad for life.
Do you guys think it was the Benavidez fight that made them put the brakes on this pay-per-view event? Al Heyman was like, yeah, before I guarantee you guys $25 million, I might, they didn't really respond to David Benavidez too good. And, last time I checked, Andy Ruiz's pay-per-view with, what was that, Areola?
Yeah.
That was 2 Mexicans, didn't really do that great.
Or Ortiz. He had an Ortiz pay-per-view too.
Yeah, so the writing's on the wall that no, while we do have a strong fan base here, the Mexican Americans, they're not just gonna purchase anything that you put out. Maybe that's what put the brakes on this one, because you guys, I thought it was a go. If it comes in at the right price, I don't see why this fight can't get made. This seems like a great fight for both men. Unfortunately, when both men think they're supposed to make 12 million, 20 million, I don't even know where Deontay's number is.
Well, the other comment is this is a 50-50 fight, right? Like, this all started because
no, it's not a
50-50
fight.
It's not.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
And by the way,
excuse me, Ruiz has one win under his belt. That's it.
But it also made him no knock. Both of these guys are complete shams. We've documented it. We've talked about it. Only one of them was a unified champion.
Wait a minute though. Not only was he a unified, he had the record for most title defenses. He comes second under Ali or some shit like that.
I was talking about Ruiz. And
I'm talking about Wilder.
And without getting too racial,
who broke the
best
record?
taco
the top 10 for selling the most tickets in Las Vegas? No, they're not the same guy. They're not. And he went 3 fights with Wilder and drops him 4 times. Right? Am I wrong on that, or was it more?
No, it was that amount. Yeah,
4 times. He drops him 4 times, Lee. So no, Wilder is way higher ranking than Ruiz, that had one great night 5 fucking years ago, 7 years.
Whoa! You're downplaying how shitty Anthony Joshua actually was. All right, Anthony Joshua slept on that fight. Had to learn how to box.
It's a great night for Andy Ruiz.
Yeah,
it's a great night for him. He's a 15-1 underdog, and he beats the heavyweight champion of the world. Drops him. It's a great night for him.
Finishes him on top of that. Finishes him, not just beats him by decision.
Oh, yeah.
He finishes him.
Yes.
He was eating naked shrimp. Wait, naked women shrimp? How do we describe that?
No.
Wow, that period was so fantastic. Tell me that isn't the most hood thing ever, Miguel. To literally win the championship and then turn around, buy a stupid house in the middle of nowhere, and then start having parties and driving a Bentley with literally, Alberto's, wrappers in your window. He was the poster boy for everything we dreamed about.
Yeah, it's rags to riches, right? And then doesn't know what to do with the riches. Basically, buys a bunch of cars and watches and a bunch of other shit, and tat himself up even further. Cover his entire back with tattoos just because that's the next step. But that's some that's I don't know. You only get so many chances, right? They say this pretty regularly. It's this professional boxing and sports in general is not a career; it's an opportunity, dude. It's you only get so many opportunities, man. You want to make a career out of it. You can do it. It's possible, of course, but it's just the likelihood of you actually having a long-lasting, multi-million-dollar career that will span several years. That's that's less likely. So you got to make the most of the opportunities, and he's squandered it on fucking cars and watches, houses.
Do you think the tattoo artist needed help after doing that tattoo on the back? Could you imagine when he was we're running out of room, Andy, and he's like, no, just go lower. No, I don't want
For those of you going, I don't think that's really a shot moment. Yeah, it was, thanks to Andrew. Let's move forward and try to find more stories that are worthwhile. We're going to play a game. First game of the day. Boxing scene. Thanks to someone I've never heard of over at Boxing Scene, Lyle Fitzsimmons. Shout out to Lyle. He's probably a fan of the show. Red, White, and Boom ranking the century's best American fighters. So I've got the list. And so we're going to try to do at least the top 5 for the last century. Each person gets a guess. If you're listening to this and one of the answers does not fall in the top 5, you must take... Wait, hold on. I feel good about this. Okay, got it? That little wing. All right. So we're only doing the top 5. In the last century, a century is a long time. All right. So, Miguel, you are first. Boxing scenes. Let me get the name right. Lyle Fitzsimmons. Yay. Wow. And he published it on 4th of July. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Nobody read this but me. All right. So get one of the top 5, Miguel. In the last century, name a top 5 fighter as based on what Lyle thinks.
American fighter or just in general?
They're American fighters.
Oh, okay. Joe Lewis. Is that
No,
still within?
century.
Is that century's 100? Oh shit. No, it's 100
Yeah,
years.
I know.
No?
I know what you think. Yeah.
Isn't it 100 years? I mean,
Yeah, well, basically, from what I can tell, this is about the past. I'm going to be fair. It should be 100 years. You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck.
No. That's correct. And I'm telling you, the furthest fighter back is maybe 20 years. So this dipshit doesn't even know what a century is. All right, so I'm going to say in the past 20 years, just to help this out.
Wait a minute.
Well, that's quite the stretch from 100 to. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to say Floyd then, as far as American goes.
Floyd is ding ding ding, number 1. Loathe him if you must, but don't ignore the fact. And yes, comma, it's a fact. Mayweather was 8 or better on the ring's annual list of 13 fighters from 2000 to 2013. Does he not know the difference between a decade and a century? I'm starting to feel that way. Which, by the way, shout out to Boxing Scene for hiring stupid people.
Oh my god!
Fuck you,
Wait
dildos.
until the list is done. We'll know.
Oh,
we'll
no, Andrew, I'm reading the list. Trust me, the list doesn't go any further than 20 years. No further.
So Manny Pacquiao's on the list.
He did not make the top 5.
Well, it's
American.
Fact, no, it's American.
It's American. It's American, Andrew.
Yeah. Sorry.
Red, white, and blue. All right, Andrew, try again.
All right. So
20 years. All you got to go is 20 years.
So I'm going to go Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya on this list. Are you ready? Number 8.
Ooh,
right. Miguel. And by the way, that would be a shot. Miguel?
Let's see here. Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr. comes in at number 2. Miguel is killing it. Make no mistake. The Superman that performed through the 90s and into the 2000s was as good on any given night as anyone, because his run bridged the century. Again, he uses that word. It's not a century, bruh. Number 2, Jones won 9 straight from 0000 to 2003, including the memorable jump to outclass John Ruiz at heavyweight, and the same for then Tarver got to him. All right, Andrew, we have 3, 4, and 5 left. And I guarantee that if you get number 5, I will be shocked. Because trust me, when I say number 5, Andrew's going to lose his ever-loving shit.
Yeah, it's really weird, man. I'm going to go Bernard Hopkins, though.
Number 4. Good job.
All right.
Outside of Guy, you'll see atop the collection, no U.S. fighter approaches the consistency of B-Hop. Displayed over a prolonged period, he was in the ring's annual top 10 9 times through 000 to 09. By the way, he doesn't know the difference in the word century. Can we all agree? This guy does. He's doing like a decade, maybe 2 decades, but Miguel.
He's young. I'll tell you. I'll say that.
All right. Back to Miguel.
You even look at his number 1 and 2. They're very.
So number 1 is Floyd. Number 2 is Roy Jones Jr. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is Bernard. We have 2 left. Miguel, don't make people get drunk.
Sheesh. Well, I'm gonna have to go with Tyson.
No.
Damn.
You are incorrect. Tyson does not even rank on this list.
Well, damn.
Drink. Shot. Andrew, we need number 3 and we need number 5. Help me out.
All right.
If you don't get number
What
3,
about
Andrew.
Sugar Shane Mosley?
Wow. Number 5. I never thought you'd get number 5.
I'm looking at the guy who he's putting at 1 and 2, and I'm playing off of that.
You're looking at the list, cheater.
No, you don't. I'm looking at what you told me. The 1 and 2.
Winky Wright beat him twice, and yes, Oscar probably beat him in their rematch. But that doesn't erase the fact that Mosley was an incredible physical specimen with ridiculous hand speed and terrific power. He finished 2 years at Top Ring Magazine's pound for pound list and a top 3 finisher 2 more times. I don't know how he put Mosley above Oscar. I really don't.
Well,
like
all 3 of them. Listen, I'll make an argument for Oscar after. Go ahead, Miguel.
Wait, and I'm going to give you help. Number 10, Errol Spence Jr.
Oh,
fuck
geez.
me.
Oh,
wait,
my God.
Andrew, this one's going to make you hurt a little more. Number 9, Tim Bradley.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Number 8, Oscar De La Hoya. Number 7, everybody sitting down, Winky Wright. Number 6, T. Crawford. We already said it. Number 5 is Shane Mosley. Number 4 is B-Hop. Number 2 is Roy Jones. Number 1 is Floyd. And by the way, I'm with everybody going, how is 3 not Manny Pacquiao?
American.
Well, it's American, and that's why you should think that. So who is number 3? And in my opinion, and probably I'm helping you out, Miguel, to get this right.
Yeah.
In my opinion and Andrew's opinion, number 3 should actually be number 1.
Should actually be number 1. Sheesh. Well, I don't know.
We have argued on this show repeatedly that this might be the greatest fighter of all time.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't get it, Andrew. Wait, let's help him out a little more. He lost only at age 13.
You want to know why
He lost at 13, right? He was only
Andre
13.
Ward.
Andre Ward. I don't know how people forget the Super 6. How do you forget the Super 6? That was the greatest tournament ever.
His story belongs a movie. I think it's even more than just a documentary. Andre Ward belongs in one of those movie categories for kids to inspire kids because of his dedication, never being in trouble.
You can make a George Foreman movie.
We've never heard of. He married his high school sweetheart, stays with her. It has the family. He does it all. The guy literally did it all. Kind of don't want to dig too deep in his career, his life, just so they can find something to bring him down. But
he's a good guy. And did he not just recently get laid off, or did he quit?
You know what, Lee? I think they knew they were going their separate ways. Andre lives by one lifestyle, and obviously Disney, ESPN, they live by another, and they don't see eye to eye on certain things, so they parted ways. There's nothing wrong with that. It's shame on Disney, on ESPN side, what they did to him. I didn't like it. I kind of thought he was being penalized for not taking the vaccine when they kept him at home. I thought that was kind of like their "we don't need you" moment to Andre, and they're absolutely wrong. If they don't replace Andre Ward with the likes of and they let him go too, never mind. They're fucked. I don't know.
No, they let everyone go. If you didn't play ball and you're not part of woke Hollywood, you're fucked.
You're out. Yeah.
Well, let's really look at Andre Ward's history, because I think he should be number 1. Andrew and I argue all the time that Andre Ward might be the single greatest fighter in history. In history. I mean, if you can go from age 13 till you retire, you beat a Super 6 tournament, you went all over the United States, Canada, and parts of the world, took every title, you were the complete underdog, and you beat all the people in your weight class. How does that not qualify you as one of the greatest ever? I mean, it's shocking how we just erase him from history.
Miguel.
Oh yeah. So
Andrew,
my only thing.
Wait, Miguel. Who is your greatest fighter ever? Like, he does not get his props.
You talking to me?
No, Miguel.
Miguel.
Oh Jesus. Well, that doesn't get his props. I mean, like, I'm a big Marquez fan, and I know he does get his props. Of course, I'm not gonna say he doesn't, but like, he definitely gets his. I mean, especially the Keystone victory over Manny is a big deal. So the losses to Manny prior to that really pissed me the fuck off big time, because I didn't think he lost to those. But I think, I mean, of course, we're generally speaking, anybody who's Latino is gonna lean towards Chavez, but of course Chavez is praised to death, so it's not like he's not praised. But somebody who doesn't get their props, I mean, again, maybe not as much, because he was in that era where Barrera and fucking Morales were kind of the spotlight. They had the spotlight. So I think, yes, he does get his props. I'm not gonna say Marquez doesn't, but I would say he's probably my number one who gets the least amount of props, I would say.
And I would have went. See, I'm gonna go Chavez, man. Julio Cesar Chavez for me does not get enough credit for what he did for the sport of boxing. Not only did the undefeated run, the title matches, the back-to-back title defenses, the guy takes out an incredible amount of undefeated fighters, and these guys he wasn't collecting belts, but these guys were smaller champs, where Chavez could have had like 9 titles probably at the junior welterweight division if he literally took every title from every contender he gave a shot to. But he wouldn't take their titles. He only would defend the WBC. But the undefeated records, the number 1 ranked guys, the Olympians, he has lists for days. The fact that he goes 12 rounds with Pernell Whitaker, Hector Camacho, and Jose Luis Ramirez, these are 3.
Camacho, why are you qualifying Camacho?
Camacho is one of the best lightweight boxers of all time.
No, he was the most
You're
publicized
fucking tripping,
fighter.
dude. You're absolutely tripping if you don't think Camacho. Why didn't Pernell Whitaker fight Camacho?
I don't want to break it to you.
Why
I
didn't
was
Pernell
there
Whitaker
for
fight
Camacho and
then,
Chavez at the Hilton.
Get out of here, dude. Get out. Nah, whatever, bro. That's what I mean. They don't get Chavez's credit. You see right there.
I
the
think
fact
Andre Ward is the most
who was
underrated.
champion.
I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face.
He fights Chavez, undefeated. He's undefeated. Oh, he ain't shit. He's not. The guy. They said he had the fastest hands of that era. Rosario, Miguel. When Rosario steps in the ring, they said he's the hardest hitting lightweight of that era. This is with Roberto Duran there. Edwin Rosario is the hardest. This is how they're saying who he is going in. Melchick Taylor, he is the nowadays Sugar Ray Leonard. This is what they're saying going in. It's always that going in. Then when he beats them, they weren't shit. Past his prime. That guy lost the fight. They gave him that last fight to who was it? I always lose it. Edwin Rosario. They gave him that fight. That wasn't his fight. It's always something afterwards. Going in, the shit's supposed to be legendary. So no, I think it's Chavez that doesn't get enough fucking credit. Andre Ward don't get enough credit. Oscar De La Hoya does not. It should be Andre and the 2 last gold medal winners, people. That's who should be number 1 and 2 in the last 25 years, 30 years, half a century, whatever they're going to fucking put this list as. We got to do the math on that too. What is the oldest fighter they have on the list, Lee? Was it Bernard?
Probably Andre.
No. Bernard Hopkins is on the list.
Yeah, well, he's 80.
So he's probably the oldest. Bernard started in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. So the list starts in the 80s, basically.
That's their century, because clearly this writer doesn't know that a century is 100 years.
Yes.
100 years, you moron.
Lee, and do we have it correct that Bernard is the oldest guy he has on his top 10?
Yes, he would be. And then it's probably Bernard, then probably Oscar or Shane, and so on and so on.
Roy
but
Jones,
yes,
Roy Jones comes next, and then
Roy Jones is in there, but he's what, 54 or 5, somewhere in that range.
It's gonna be Bernard, Roy, then Oscar. Yes. But either way, what Oscar De La Hoya did at his run when he was number 1, come on,
Oscar
none of
was
these
a
guys
beast. Oscar was a beast.
He fights them all. He fights them all back to back to back.
Didn't care if he
you know
lost.
what?
He would just show up to the next fight.
Hey, Fight Net Radio fans, we're doing the Oscar Whitaker watch along on our next watch along. The next time we have a watch along, I watched that fight over. I watched it over. You know, this Whitaker guy, I got to tell you, man, boy, did he have a long leash with the fucking fans. Boy, was it 12th round, Lee? Swear to God, my boy ain't fighting again. He's not fighting again. Yet he's supposed to win all of these matches where we got to watch it over. I want to do a do-over on the Whitaker.
Yeah. We have made a show out of 4 stories. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
And we still haven't gotten into.
Oh, we're there. Look, I've only got a couple left, and they're really good ones. Steven Espinosa has returned to the news. For those of you who are not regulars of this show, we don't have Steven Espinosa. We have Steven Espinosa's calculator. Are you ready for his calculator, Andrew? You're going to like this one. I want to get to the quote because it's so ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Listen, if we have fighters and it's not fair and it's generated illegally, divided by 2. Okay, wait. And then you multiply it by 7. And then I'm losing at least 30 to 40% by piracy. How did you come up with that number, bruh? I'll start with you, Miguel. Here's the equation. You ready? Wait.
Yes.
Steven Espinosa's calculator. If I put on a shitty fight and nobody watches, divided by 2, carry the 7, and people can watch it on any service. My God, there are so many now. Hold on. Let me get the equation right. Our best guess, we're losing 30 to 40% due to legit theft. Jeez. Now, Miguel, here's my question. Is it shitty fighting or legit theft?
I'm gonna go with first answer. I'm gonna say it's shitty fighting. If you're gonna put on crappy cards, you know, and we're gonna be forced to like fucking, you know, being spoon fed these fights. Granted, when the fights are good and the numbers are good, they'll disclose those numbers for sure. But then, like, you know, once the fights don't do that well as far as the numbers go, they don't tell you the numbers and then just blame it on the thief.
Listen,
online.
Listen, Miguel. We had lots of first-time casual fans who didn't want to take the time or weren't interested in Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. By the way, that's the craziest shit ever to say that out loud. We had a lot of first-time casual fans who didn't want to take the time or weren't interested in taking the time to figure out how to illegally stream. I don't want to break it to you. Everybody under the age of 50 who is a boxing fan literally knows how to illegally stream a fight. Literally. Wait, let's check. We have 3 different distinct age groups, I being the oldest. Do I know how to illegally stream? On 3 different platforms. Miguel, how many platforms do you think you can illegally stream on? You're the lowest.
Easy 5. Right offhand, I can
5? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You might want to share that. Andrew, you're right in the middle. You're the middle bear. How many platforms do you know of to get your fight for free?
I only really do the Facebook Live right now. It's been really good. They don't block it.
Simple enough. But according to Steven Espinosa, first-time fight fans don't know that shit. Wait. We've done the math. We generated 1.2 million pay-per-view buys, and then we divided it by Alvarez versus Golovkin, and they did this, and we did that. And why aren't anybody watching our fights? What, Andrew? Why does Steven Espinosa always sound like the kid that you made eat the gum underneath the table at school? Like he's literally that spoiled kid that you beat up every day for his own lunch.
Jeez.
Did I qualify it correctly?
Yeah, no,
He's a bitch. He's a bitch. I'll say it. Steven Espinosa is a bitch.
Now you get credentials with you.
Oh, we don't get him anyway. Calm down.
Well, you're not really helping the movement here. I'll tell you that.
We see that people get together in large groups and watch it. So here's our next problem. They all go to Andrew's house. One person pays, and we miss out on 12 other pay-per-views because Andrew's making barbecue. The last thing you want to do is invite 10. Listen to what he says. The last thing you want to do is invite 10 of your buddies over to your house to watch a fight. And you've got to stream it, which is dropping out of lagging every few minutes. It's not a good experience. We'd like all 10 of you to buy the fights. Now, I could be completely wrong. Let's just say I go to your house, Andrew, and we've got 10 of your buddies. We all drop 10 bills to pay the $100 pay-per-view. It's still shitty for Showtime.
Yes, but Lee, that never mattered. Listen, when black boxes were out there, it didn't matter for Tyson and Lennox and Holyfield, and even Oscar De La Hoya was a part of the black box. I won't say Roy, because Roy really wasn't a pay-per-view fighter. I believe he only had 1 or 2 fights his whole career on pay-per-view. So and later on he did all these dumb circus fights probably ever on pay-per-view. I'm talking about Roy in his prime. Not a big time pay-per-view draw at all.
Do we all forget USA? Do we all forget USA Boxing?
Yeah, USA and just HBO. I mean,
and
HBO,
they were great fights.
They were paying him.
Always had a big fight. USA had a big fight on Tuesday. Fuck.
Yeah, but that's when Roy gets out of the Olympics. When he's in his prime, he's really just an HBO fighter, and HBO paid him good for the contracts they would give him for the fights. It was somewhere in the $40 million range, I believe. And at that time, those were huge paydays for athletes. 6-fight deal, 5-fight deal worth that much, stuff like that. So he was still getting paid good, but it wasn't pay-per-view money what Floyd ended up turning the sport into. So it's really Oscar and Tyson and Holyfield and all these guys that were running off of pay-per-view. And actually, I should have not even said that about Floyd, because actually Tyson and them were making great money back then. Black boxes were there. People were still doing it.
They were even better. They were like $100.
Yeah.
And Lee, wait. And here's the fun part for those of you who don't know history. We got
when boxing was hot, it would be the whole neighborhood.
Oh my God.
It wasn't just your family.
Money. Andrew, you're talking to a person who went to Vegas to go and pay for Winky Wright to be the main event. Like non-title, just Winky Wright fighting.
My neighbor would come to my grandpa's house and watch that shit from outside. They would watch it from the doorway. Like when there was big fights back in the day, it was the neighbors. It wasn't just the family. Their payouts didn't get bothered. People were still paying pay-per-view and closed circuit and all that to watch. So I call bullshit. And also, you guys, come on. Garcia and Tank showed us that there's still a place in boxing in America. 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, 28 million. These guys weigh, 140 pounds? They did $28 million. Is that too high? Was it 24? I'll go 24.
Andrew, joining us on the show is the calculator. No, you're wrong. It's illegal streaming. It's bullshit. I'm with you, Andrew. Look, it's bad. We grew up in the. For those of you, I want to believe that our age group and I know our demographics. We all remember the 90s, like those MGM series of fights, Andrew, like the Winky Wrights, the Shane Mosleys, all those fights. There were never titles. They were just good fights. Showtime has completely escaped the principle of it's just a good fight. It's just a good fight. Look, correct me. What's the one? My God, I'm drawing a blank, Andrew. The trilogy for the guys from New York.
Gotti and
Ward, right?
Ward, yeah.
how many views did those motherfuckers do? And the only fight that mattered was the first one. They actually tamped it down for the next 2 fights. But those 3 fights, what, 5 million views, 6 million views, 7 million views, 8 million views on just plain HBO? And then they did that whole black and white thing. It's a throwback, blah, blah, blah.
Gotti's the most viewed fighter on HBO, and he sold the most tickets for Atlantic City, some shit like that. Gotti, he was pretty big in his heyday.
All right, we've managed to pull off an hour and 20 on this completely. We've got no stories. Anthony Joshua is fighting Dillian White, the most screwed man in boxing. So the rematch is happening. I'll start with you, Miguel, because we always have to go to the chub meter right out of the gate. This fight sucks. We all know it. Dillian White is clearly cashing in because he's at the end of the road. I feel like I should check to see what his net worth is because this will be the end. I don't think there's any way Anthony Joshua doesn't win this fight to get to a big payday. But I will turn to you. If Dillian White can pull it out of his ass, beat Anthony Joshua, put himself into the top 5, put himself into the discussion, does this rate on the Chubb-O-meter?
Only if it is an upset. But if it's everything else, I mean, mind you, he did get stopped by Anthony Joshua in 7 rounds. So
TKO, right? It was a TKO.
It's a TKO. So it's not looking good as of right now. It's gonna need a pill to register on the Chubb meter because it's not doing nothing. So if some shit happens, if Dillian White pulls off the fucking upset, he's definitely won himself a couple of more extra paydays in his career, but highly unlikely. It's unlikely, but I wouldn't say it's impossible. We did see how AJ didn't look all that great in his last fight, so we don't know if it's the same AJ as it was back when they fought in 2016 or whatever the hell it was that they fought. But maybe we're looking at a different and
really?
Dillian has
really.
I'm just saying.
All right. Wait. Hypothetically, I'm gonna play this game with you, Miguel.
Because this is before AJ was.
You are a fighter who has fought your entire life, right?
Sure.
Like you fought your way to the top 10 the real way, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get all the way up there. Deontay Wilder is the WBC champion. You do everything in your power to be the interim, secondary, thirdly, whatever else horseshit that Suleiman can come up with to keep you from actually fighting him, right? Mm-hmm. Because let's be honest, we all know Deontay was learning how to fight. Now you've actually lost one, like you've got this whole mishmash. How broken would you be at this point, or are you just looking to cash out?
Well, no, he's definitely looking to cash out. Obviously that's what he's trying to do. He's only have so many more miles on the odometer. He's only got so many more, fights he can get in there. But what I'm saying is maybe there's more of a chance now because AJ has been broken. He's gotten his ass handed to him. He's not how he was back when he first fought. So maybe there's more of a chance for Dillian to actually get the victory and maybe get himself a couple of more paydays before his career is done with. But I mean that's kind of the thing. Like, is it the same AJ as before?
Sowing your mind. Watching the AJ career of the Andy Ruiz hot again, cold again. You feel that you've got a shot of taking down a beast. Right? Or at least a perennial, right? Would we not agree AJ at least deserves perennial status? Like he grabbed them all.
Yeah.
All right.
And he beat Klitschko. Let's not forget. I mean, yeah, granted it was after Fury did, but he looked a lot more impressive than beating Klitschko than Fury did. So that's why he was.
How old was Klitschko when he lost?
Oh shit, I don't know. Probably already in his early.
And that was already after a decade of title defense.
Yeah, it was. But it was the next step. It was.
It doesn't matter. That's an all-time heavyweight fight. There, the winner was who the winner was. That's. AJ entered the ring. He won an
That's
epic
like saying
battle.
I beat a 50-year-old Oscar De La Hoya.
He got dropped and he came back up. That meant something.
Yeah, he's a heavyweight champ. He had hella title defenses. Don't knock Klitschko, man. We can't knock him either.
Oh, I don't. Wait.
All right,
Who
so
do you
he was a
think I
badass.
rank as the greatest heavyweight of all time, Andrew?
Okay, and then he got derailed in one night, you know, and yes, he was old when it happened, but he was still the champ when it happened. It wasn't like
it was still
AJ
passing the torch. It was still
Yeah,
passing the
that
torch,
was
you know.
a legit passing of the torch. That fucking uppercut. Come on, that was the end. That was the, finish him. That was that moment for Klitschko, man.
Klitschko, yeah. Wait, what's the line from Rocky IV? Drago, brava, whatever the line is. I thought Klitschko in his prime, and he's never going to get credit. And I'll say this,
That's
I'll go to my
guy.
grave.
Yep,
Klitschko will never get credit.
Yep.
One solid decade of nobody even getting close. And you actually beat one top 5 guy with nothing but a jab. I mean, that's the craziest fight I've ever seen in my entire life. I didn't even see him throw a right hand, Andrew, in that one fight. He beat a guy with a jab.
He was dominant. I hear you.
All right. Yeah. So, Miguel,
yes,
follow me on this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's my question. Should we literally, like, if you're Dillian White, are you just taking a payday?
Yeah. So,
and by the way, with Frank Warren and everybody else, is he not like, you got to go down, bro? Like, I don't even care if it's close. Like, we're talking liver shot. Like, I don't care. We got to get Joshua back to the promised land to get Fury.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say he's not taking the payday. Of course, he is taking the payday, but I wouldn't say that's just it, because there's a little bit of an extra element of revenge. Of course, there's a backstory. There's their first story. So, of course, he's going to want to go in there, not just to collect a big payday, which, he is great for Dillian, because he's been fucked for so many years. So he's in there getting an extra payday, and there's more motivation. It's getting that win back that he lost, against AJ. So, there's more to it. He's not just going to show up to be like, all right, I'm here to collect a payday and then look for the door as soon as the going gets tough. He's going to go in there. And again, we're not talking about the same AJ as before. The AJ has been broken. We've seen how he gets mentally broken, and this was prior to that. So yeah, there's a chance. I'm not gonna say there isn't a chance, and I wouldn't go as far as to say that Dillian is just showing up for the payday. Yes, he's showing up for the payday, of course, but there's always that extra element of revenge. Who wouldn't want to get a big ass fucking payday and take out the dude who took you out?
All right, so here's a big take. I don't rarely do big takes. If we were to rate boxers who have completely gotten fucked by boxing, with like Sergio Martinez level fucking, Miguel, where does Dillian White fall on your list of, whoa, you got fucked, bro?
Oh man, if not number 1, maybe top 3.
I thought Martinez would win number 1. I mean, because they told him to his face, yeah, you're not going to fight my godson.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if not number 1, then top 3 at least. But I don't have a problem with giving that spot to Martinez.
And by the way, I would put Andrew, just because I know our history. Billy got fucked on that list. Billy got fucked on that list. Ugh.
Let me tell you how the Eddie Hearn phone call went to Dillian White. Calls Dillian picks up. He goes, hey, what if I told you that I got you Anthony Joshua on pay-per-view?
Can you do voices, Andrew? You got to do voices.
I can't. I've been trying to think about it this whole time. I can't do the English voice.
Listen, Eddie. I got to make a Michael Jackson. Everyone can do a Michael Jackson. Listen, Eddie. I got to fight him.
Hey, listen. He goes, what if I told you I can get you Anthony Joshua pay-per-view as your last fight of your career? And Dillian White said, yes, I will take that fight, boss. Give it to me. He said, what if I also told you...
Do it in a voice, Andrew. Why am I the only one who's getting canceled here? Do a voice. Any voice. I think Michael Jackson's... I'm going to say this for the record. Tell me Michael Jackson isn't
a fucking punchline. I swear to God, Lee.
Andrew, listen.
You drug that way too long. Listen. I can't do
I
a
own
voice. So you
chimpanzee
listen to my
and a
words.
giraffe.
This guy.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll
you
stay
already
out of
ruined
No, it's all you. It's all you.
You already ruined it.
No, I
All
didn't.
I'm saying,
I still want to hear it.
all
Yeah,
I'm
go
saying,
ahead.
Miguel, is that he told them he ain't training either for the fight. He goes, will you still be on board if I told you you're not training? And Dillian White at that moment looked up in the air and said, I'm 36, pay-per-view, Anthony Joshua last fight. Let's do it.
I'm
There is no way.
36. I'm
There
up
is
in
no
the air.
way for the life of fucking DAZN. Lee, stop cutting me off. There's
I'm
no way for the life of DAZN that they want Anthony Joshua to get knocked the fuck out by Dillian White. There is no way. All Anthony has to do is stay on his feet. That's it. And he's winning that fight. Split decision, majority decision. Fucking, we took a point away from Dillian White in the last round because he fucking held too much decision. But it's going Anthony Joshua. Lee hit it right on the head when he said they need to save Anthony for Fury. That's their last ticket with the guy.
Payday.
That's it.
Epic payday.
Yes. No, Lee, when you kept going, you're in my brain right there, dude. I was like, oh, he's taking everything. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing with this fight. That's right, people. Dillian White already knows he's behind on the scorecards. He already knows that.
Miguel, tell me this isn't the best Fight Net radio ever. We only need like 5 stories. We just need 5. The rest is horseshit. And I'll say it again. Andre Ward, the best American fighter ever. The best European fighter.
I tried to get it out there. My memory is not good, bro, and I'll lose it fast. That's why I'm always on the go.
I know. And you've had coffee, as have I. I've been at this since 7 a.m. And we've actually turned 5 stories into a complete show.
Miguel,
wait, hold on. Are you ready?
I said, I had 5 minutes there. No, I'm just kidding.
You're good till the bottom of the hour. All right, so let's talk about Virgil Ortiz, right? So the WBA approves voluntary title defense for Stanios. Ortiz did whatever the fuck he did. So this happened, Thursday or Friday, Andrew, when Ortiz literally got the AIDS.
I'm going to say it was Thursday, right, Miguel? Thursday?
Yeah, I think it was Thursday,
right,
yeah.
So
prior to the
there are technically 0 stories about why Ortiz pulled out. So let's play the game. For those of you playing along, wait, let me get the music ready.
No, Lee, they gave us the reason.
All right, wait. Miguel, Andrew, what do you think the reason is for Ortiz pulling out?
I believe they blamed it on the long COVID again. It's some kind of a side effect that he's getting from.
I actually have that, and it happens to me every 6 months.
Well,
a couple of months.
There you go.
All right, I like your answer. Let's go to Miguel. Based on you rolling around the internet, what do you think Ortiz is?
What do I think it is? Like his illness?
Yeah,
Like,
why do you pull?
Oh shit. Well, he said, according to them, they said what it was some time ago, and it had some like 7-syllable word that I can't even fucking pronounce. Some illness that I guess, I don't know, is it incurable or something that just every so often flares up on him. I don't know what the hell it is or what exactly, how
HPV?
it exactly affects him. No, I'm sure it's not
AIDS?
that. I mean, we can call it that, but I'm sure it's not that. There's a certain word for it. They said what it was. It was, and this was like the last. I want to say it was the first or the second time that he had to drop out of this Stenionis fight. That's when they said what it was. I'm saying when they first said what it was. I don't remember if it was the first time that he pulled out or the second time he pulled out. But they had said what it was.
No, the first time is because of COVID, and then the next 2 times is because of this side effect from long COVID. So that's
long COVID is real.
There's also fights earlier in his career that he pulled out on.
All right, I'm going to give him credit, Andrew.
Wait, so if it was earlier fights that he pulled out on, then it wasn't long COVID, then, right? Because I mean, it wasn't around back then.
Long COVID's weird. All right, so I actually have long COVIDs. So every couple of months, and you know this, Miguel, Like I wind up in a hospital, like I can't breathe, like it's legit, like it's very legit. I've been hospitalized 3 times because of COVID. It's very real. Now, do I believe that for Virgil or based on ticket sales, Andrew? Nobody wanted to go see this goddamn fight.
I know what you're saying on that, Lee, but these guys don't make a lot of money, so they're not really relying on ticket sales to pay them. The DAZN contract is going to pay Ortiz. So I don't know if this is the 3rd fight in 16 months. It's either COVID and the side effects of COVID, or I'm gonna call it that the pressure of being a headliner. They call it the professional being a pro athlete sometimes gets to certain men. They just can't adapt to the lifestyle. He's a headliner. He's going to be fighting for the belts. He's got 20 times more people calling him all times of the day trying to get a story out of him. I don't know if Ortiz is running into that. You know, the amateurs, you're only dealing with
all right,
family,
so wait,
news.
hold on, Andrew. We had this argument earlier in the week. What has Virgil Ortiz done to identify himself as a headliner?
Well, I think in the last
you go to the record, and
Miguel,
by the way, let me say this: you went to the record.
Wait, what's the question?
Miguel,
well,
can
the
back
question
me on
is
this.
why do we give Virgil Ortiz headliner status? What has he done?
Well, I mean, he's one of the young, one of the, I guess, up and coming stars,
Who'd he
undefeated.
beat?
19-0.
Right, 19-0, right. Keep in mind he's in the welterweight division. So right now, all the welterweight belts are being held up by 2 dudes. So everybody, including Ennis, is an interim champion right now. Basically, anybody else who has any other sort of titles. But this was kind of his next step in his career, facing another top undefeated guy. He's beaten other guys who are pretty tough, like Maurice Hooker and then Mean Machine. So those guys weren't easy, you know, and he went ahead and beat those guys. And granted, those guys are not superstars by any stretch, but former champions, and that's significant. So this was supposed to be the next step, and ultimately it didn't happen, unfortunately. But the bottom line is he was in the process of, when you ask the question, well, who did he beat? Well, he's getting there. He's in the process of doing that. He just hasn't completed it.
Yeah, did you not see the text conversation where Andrew corrected me like I was a 2nd grader on this topic?
About what? Give me the recap.
Tell me again, because wait, do you want me to read what you wrote about Virgil?
Well, what did I say that made you feel like a 3rd grader or 2nd grader?
I did.
Well, that's silly.
I did.
Well, that's silly. All I was basically saying, Lee, is they don't make that much money. If Virgil Ortiz is not demanding, I don't even think $2 million.
Yes, he is.
No, he's
Wait,
not.
Let me do it with attitude. Yes, he is.
You sound like you're talking with Steven Espinosa's calculator. I think he has put
Let me get
Virgil
it right,
Ortiz.
Andrew. It's my moment. I rarely get moments. Yes, he is. While I drive my Infiniti, 19-0, 19 KOs, only goes so far. Great start to the career, is lost right now. Think it could be a pro pressure. It's different type of animal. They say, period. Now, comma, with social media, comma, maybe he can't adapt. Dude, he's never fought anyone in the top 20.
He was being
period.
He was being top defense a lot.
Wait, let me drop a mic.
Nice.
And then he suddenly gets AIDS before a big Showtime car, a big DAZN car.
Yeah.
Andrew. Andrew's going to text me.
I told you on the text, I think his career is in doubt right now. Long COVID, pressure of being the headline. I don't know what it is, but and Miguel, I actually went back and tried to search what other fights, because off the top of my head, I couldn't remember them. I was reading a story. The reporter said this is not the first time, the second time, third time it's even happened earlier. When you Google Victor Ortiz,
I'm doing it right now.
he's pulled out of this fight so many times it dominates the articles. It's like all of it is just this fight, and it was like I just stopped searching, bro. It was like fuck, man. So I did not confirm how many other fights or when this started for Ortiz, when he started, but that it speaks, to my theory about the pressure thing. If this started as he grew, into being this. And Lee, I know you're saying he hasn't fought in anyone.
He hasn't. All right, and I'm looking at it right now.
Damn,
if
dude.
you're asking me,
God.
Maurice Hooker is his biggest fight.
Okay, cool. He knocked him out, ex-champ. So he's moving on to the next thing, which was an interim shot. There's nothing wrong with
Kavalaka,
Mean Machine. Yeah.
And then McKinnison.
Oh, here. So I found it. It says rhabdomyolysis, whatever the fuck that is. So that
yeah,
is
but
like
if you look at this list, people are proving out. I'm going to go with Miguel because he's more even keeled. Andrew, not you. You've had caffeine. Miguel.
Yes.
If you had $20 million and wanted to be ranked in the top 10, right? And you look at a list like this, where you're a headliner, could you not I don't even know if you need 10 million.
Yeah,
maybe
you need less.
I think $1 million would get you ranked in the top 10 for $1 million.
Yeah, easy. The article that I pulled up here says that sources say that he was actually having trouble making weight. Like that's one of the things that I noted that I read on ESPN, because they talked about him pulling out of the fight a couple of times, right? One of them being from long COVID, as you guys said, and then it says but sources told ESPN he encountered trouble making weight for this fight. So is it? I mean, if the guy motherfucker, if he fainted, that could be a real possibility. That does happen to fighters when they're like struggling to make weight.
And Miguel, and I was on, I was reading that, and I'm like, all right, but did his team really recommend 3 times in a row they wanted to get their guy that weight drained? Like, you would think after the second time of him not being able to make 147, fainting, we have a cancellation, they would be like, all right, we got to move up. There's nothing this is 2 times now. They actually went for a number 3 and had him fucking that starved again.
Well, I don't know.
You're talking about health now of the fighter, his organs. Like, what are they doing to this kid, man?
Yeah, I don't know if that. I mean, from what I read, according to the article, that is the excuse that they're giving this time. Whether or not it's the same one it was the last 2, I don't fucking know. But I mean, the last 2 they have their own excuses. One was long COVID, and one was the rhabdomyolysis. But yeah, as far as like him fainting or feeling lightheaded or whatever the hell because of the weight drain, that looks to be the reason this time. At least that's what the sources say. So I don't know if that's the case every time, but
it's
I mean I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah,
it's bullshit.
I'm sure it is.
It's bullshit.
And it's also been something that's been in his career is the weight. They've been talking about weight with Ortiz for a while. So and then with it being him fainted, that's why you had everyone going to the weight things. My thing is 3 times in 16 months. That would be a terrible team if this was the cause of all of your problems is being weight drained. Like I said, man, they're gonna go back. He lost his ranking, so he goes back to square one. He's 19-0-19. I mean, if they start giving him a bunch of showcase fights and he shows up for all of those and then misses out on another big one, it's gonna be a wrap for him. Right now, I don't see anyone investing in Ortiz. Sorry, maybe if he comes at a deal, but you ain't guaranteeing this guy anything. With 3 dropouts in 16 months, there's no way you can guarantee him anything.
All right, let's take a breath. Click like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. We're on our final story. Thank you, everyone. We'll keep Andrew here because he literally watched Showtime Boxing.
And DAZN. Hey, we had a great fight on DAZN, dude. Pacheco. Diego Pacheco,
on Friday,
man.
Yeah.
Wait, Miguel, we're having a moment. Let's let him have his moment.
Yes.
Andrew, what did you see on DAZN?
Diego Pacheco, man, you act like you don't watch the sport of boxing,
I
bro.
don't.
He's a,
I don't.
He's a super
don't.
middleweight. Hey, Miguel, you watched
Wait,
it, right?
wait,
Yes,
hold
of course I
on,
watched it,
hold
yeah.
on. You both know me extremely well. Miguel has literally scooped me out of a pile of vomit, for God's sakes.
Yeah, Lee.
I'm not joking.
That's not a joke.
I hate what boxing has done to us. Period. We all forget left hook Lacey, who was never championship caliber. Like, we have seen, like, I go back to the like, I'm stuck in the 90s, Andrew. I'm stuck in the 90s when whoever fought. Right now, people don't want to lose their O. Are you okay, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to end. I'm not trying to cut you off.
No, I'm trying to make a show out of nothing.
Bro, we got one story left. I think we've done fine.
No,
Lee.
all right. So let's jump.
It's 10:30, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, but we started late, which means I have 15 minutes.
Well,
All right.
We've done great.
All right, so let's jump to it. Andrew, you actually watched Showtime for the first time ever.
Oh my God. All right. First off, I'm gonna go with Diego Pacheco, who I just said fought on DAZN, and Lee's skipping him again. Hey, go back and watch this fight if you guys didn't see it. It's a great fight. His opponent had a hell of a chin. Hey, look, Junior got to see Miguel.
Yeah.
He got to see a taste of you kill the body, the head will follow.
Mm-hmm.
I nailed this one out the park. Early on, this kid Pacheco is giving it to what is it, Gallegos, right?
Gallegos, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He all the great combinations, great. I'm not going to say great hand speed like he's Sugar Ray or Roy Jones Jr. in the super middleweights, but decent hand speed where he's landing good combinations. He's not moving this guy. He's not breaking the foundation at all. I tell Junior third, fourth round, I say he's got to go more to the body. I said, Junior, whenever you go to the body, you're going to kill the head. It's just, that's the old saying in boxing. Pacheco throws good, hard punches. This guy can get hit with the bat. He's got to change the game plan. Oh, my God. Did you see that left hook he landed?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it, Lee? Do you have the highlight?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
All right. Well, that's the first fight. You got to get Pacheco versus Gallegos.
All right, hold on.
He hits him to the body, literally drops him, Lee. The guy gets up, bro. Why is the next combo like every punch hurts him? Hey, Miguel, am I lying?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
His chin
He broke him down.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All of a sudden, Lee, his chin can't take a shot.
Wow, they're jacked up at the beginning. Wait, can we talk about this where they're actually, I want to fuck them up.
Well, they had a small ring.
That.
It was a small ring. There wasn't a lot of place to move around. These were big
really
dudes,
small.
super middleweights. Yeah, they're in Monterrey, Mexico. So they try they're trying to do a little show.
It also means they get electrolytes.
There you go.
Fun fact:
but
Mexico, you get electrolytes.
Yeah. My point being is that they have a small ass ring and they don't have a lot of room to move, and these guys are big dudes, so they kind of had no choice but to kind of stand and bang. As much as Pacheco did move, which he did, and he moved it up. Like what's his name? To piggyback off what Andrew was saying, like his speed wasn't there. I mean, the guy's not that fast, but the way he's able to whip that right hand. I mean, granted, he ultimately finished him with the body shots, right? But the way he was able to whip that right hand, it almost kind of felt like and I know I'm sure I'm jumping the gun here, but almost like a Hearns, like with like a Tommy Hearns, the way he would like kind of have that right hand ready to like unload whenever he would after he would throw the jab. It almost looked like that, man, because he's a long motherfucker, and he fought a guy who was close to him as far as like height goes. I don't know if they're equal in height, but I mean, rarely does he fight somebody who's equal in height. And generally speaking, whenever a tall fighter fights a guy his size, he has a little bit more trouble because rarely does he fight somebody his size. And he had zero problems with Gallegos.
Andrew?
No, it was an excellent fight. Look, he's an up-and-comer super middleweight division. I know everyone's talking about David Benavidez and Saul Alvarez and these guys, but it looks like we have another one coming up in Pacheco, Diego Pacheco. So excellent fight, Lee. You gotta watch it because of the way he breaks it down. You know what? The young man looked like a veteran on this night. The way he took this dude out. Like Miguel said, he's fighting in Mexico. He's from South Central LA, so he's fighting out of his comfort zone. It's a small arena. It's one of those rocky, the place wasn't big, right, Miguel? I ain't lying here.
It was tiny, dude. Yeah,
small venue. He's going out there. He's fighting this Mexican that is not backing up. This dude, you could hit him with the bat. He was still coming. He's not giving in. The way he hurts him to that body, and then the way he takes him out after, I gave him a standing ovation. I told Junior, he looks like a veteran. That's a veteran fighter. I don't know I didn't catch if his corner's the one that gave him the instructions or he figured out the puzzle on his own. But the way he takes him out, he's going to be here. DAZN might have something. If Eddie Hearn don't fuck it up, DAZN might have something there.
Which takes us to our main event.
Edgar Berlanga better watch the fuck out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, they're not going to feed Ed Brett. They're going to. Oh, you better believe. Who's he with? Matchroom. That's right. Matchroom is not going to match him up. No fucking way. Unless what you said. If Eddie Hearn, if he fucks up, then we're gonna probably. If he does fuck up the way he has been doing recently with a lot of his fighters from his staple, put him up against Mexican boxers. If he does that shit again, then Berlanga's in trouble.
All right, main event. Jared Enos in the 5th round takes out Villa. So tell me why I should care about Boots, Miguel.
Well, I mean, if you watch the fight, he put on a fantastic performance. Yes, I guess it's not exactly the top-notch type of fighter yet, but dude, he handled him. He did what he needed to do. It wasn't, a 1-2 round ass whooping, and it wasn't a decision. It was a little bit of both. It was a one-sided ass whooping for 10 rounds or however much it was, and he finished the job. He closed the show out the way he's supposed to. Yes, he put him against this guy who he's supposed to beat, was supposed to give him rounds. He gave him rounds, and he still finished them. This dude is tough. I want to say prior to this fight, he had never been dropped. This Vila dude, and not only did Ennis beat him, not only did he drop him, but he stopped him that way as well. So everybody's talking about Enos and Boots, and at some point, in the past, we're like, all right, relax. Is not ready yet. It looks like he's ready now. He has to fight a name. He has to have a name on his record. He said it after the fight, which I loved. He immediately started calling out these ex-champions, guys like Ugas and Thurman and whatnot. So he's like, yeah, give me those guys. Because, of course, Jim Gray, after the fight, during the post-fight interview in the ring, asked him, like, hey, there's a pretty good chance there's going to be a rematch between, Crawford and Spence. The fight ends up being pretty close. So it's going to be a while before you even get a crack at any one of these guys. And he's like, yeah, I get it. I understand, so give me somebody else. He said he wants to fight one more time before the year is done, which is great. Keep him active, keep him in the ring, keep his name relevant. Let's go ahead and keep people's minds fresh to his face. And fighting another top dude, like I don't know when the last time Ugas fought. I think it was his last fight with friggin' wasn't with Spence. Was it with Spence? I thought he had one more afterwards. But anyway, it's been a minute, so it's like, hey, throw him in there. Put somebody on his record, on his record, who's a name, who's a former champion, like Thurman, like Ugas, and he mentioned a couple of other. I think he did, but
he might have lost again on.
I think, I don't remember. I want to say he was in the ring again, but right offhand, I don't remember. But still, regardless, get him, get Enos, whatever, one of those kind of fights. It gets him a veteran. It gets him a guy who's a former champion. It gets him somebody who's somewhat well known, a name on his record. Give him one of those guys first, and that gives him plenty of time for the Spence and Crawford thing to kind of work itself out and him get the winner. Hopefully, because if Spence wins, I guess we can talk about this later. But if Spence wins, I suspect he's probably just going to leave the weight class and move up or something. So if that ends up happening, then I guess we're not going to get a fight with Ennis. But nonetheless, yeah. Get him one of those guys now. But as far as last night, dude, it was damn near flawless.
Andrew.
It damn near flawless is a good way to describe it. The only knock I would give Ennis, and I don't even know if it's a knock, it's just they try to do the shoulder roll Philly defense, shell defense, without really having that great of upper body movement. And I see that a lot with Ennis. And if I'm Danny Garcia or Keith Thurman, guys with good power, I'd be very interested in a fight right now. Listen, the kid's not going to get any worse. He's only going to get better. So you might as well try to land that one punch on him now, because last night he looked at the lights a lot. I don't remember Floyd at 27 or whatever doing the shell defense and being hit numerous times. And he had bad fights, obviously, the Jose Luis Castillo fight, but that's fighting the champ. He's not fighting some dude from Venezuela who, never fought anyone over here with any kind of name. Yes, he had a decent record, but this was the PBC doing their PBC thing here, finding these guys with great records, but no one really knows them, and they just tell everyone they're hella good. And I watched the fight. I was into the dude. I seen the record, 26-1, 24, had all the tattoos, reminded me a lot of Marco Madonna. So I was digging it. I watched it. Right away, seeing that the guy was, very much out of his league talent-wise. Then he started looking more like an Argentina fighter to me. When you think of the record, the knockout ratio, and then the skills, is like, all right, this isn't adding up here. Who were you knocking out in Venezuela? But whatever the case, or Brazil, wasn't it Brazil that kept sending over these fighters that had these fucking 100% knockout ratios, and they come here and lose every fight they were in? It was just like, who are the guys fighting over there? But Ennis, the future, it's gonna be. Listen, you got to have defense when you reach the best. When you reach the best, you can't take punches right off the chin, and the kid doesn't move his head a lot. He has this kind of style where he was rolling in out of some of them, but he took way too many from a guy like Villa last night. So he's got to tighten up on the defense. I love his offense. I love his speed. Everything else was flawless, like Miguel said. Loved everything else, but was he Floyd? Fuck, no. You put the brakes on that shit. Just because you dance like him and try to look like him, and no. There's a difference, So I did like the fight. I did like what I seen. He's very exciting. Anyone who stays in the pocket with their hands down, taking shots or rolling shots, anyone who stays in the pocket and does that is going to be an exciting fighter. So I will tune into his rise in the sport.
Hey, check out FightNet Radio on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Follow at FightFiendMigs for everything else. Have I missed anything for the week, Miguel?
Not that I can think of right now, no.
Andrew?
The 21, what's the show? The countdown to Spence.
All Access. Yeah, the All Access.
Yeah, you're obsessed with that, Andrew.
Well, Lee,
they give you good quotes, man. They give you good quotes on them shits.
Yeah, yes, you should go watch it. And I'm doing it for Crawford. Crawford deserves this. I'm telling you, him and his trainer Bomac, they have a different attitude going. Listen, they did play that. We're gonna go to Al Heyman with our tail between our legs. We'll take everything. Oh, you want the no guarantee? Fuck it, you got it. You want this? You got it. Now
if he loses, Andrew, how fucked is he?
Listen, the guy's never lost before. I don't think Terrence is thinking about losing. If you watch him versus Porter, it's a master. The guy he's pretty fucking good. Oh, I like how Ennis. You see Ennis, Miguel. He tries to do the whole right to southpaw too, orthodox southpaw.
Oh yeah, yep. He switches. Yeah. Yep.
So you can see Terrence Crawford's already putting his little staple into the sport. Best believe Junior has tried it a few times after watching Terrence Crawford. He's tried to switch southpaw on me every once. I'm like, what are you doing? Let's get the first one down first before you fucking moving on me. So like that. Where was I going? Oh yeah, 24/7. It's a good one. Lee, it's a good one. Listen, as the fight gets closer, I'm gonna get more excited. Because I want Crawford deserves this. This is his moment right here. And you know what? They got him older, but I think he still has what it takes to beat Spence. I think you're correct on Spence's condition. Spence is giving a lot of hints that, that accident was a lot. Every time they show that fucking thing, it looks terrible, man. It's a terrible highlight to keep showing before the fight. And they do it a lot. So, yeah, I just hope Crawford can come out ahead. But, yeah, very, very good opening to their 24/7.
All right, quickly. Nonito is back, Andrew.
Yeah.
He's going for the
Ending on that.
WBC vacant bantamweight champ. Like, fuck.
I don't know what to say. Someone's
Yes.
making a dime off of him. I don't know.
His wife.
Showtime.
I mean, come on,
wait,
it's gonna be his wife. Come on now.
Calculator.
Let's be real. It's gonna be his wife. That's
real.
why that's the reason he has to get back up in there.
I made 12 grand.
Yeah. Fucking Shane Mosley had to give his ex-wife some of his belts for Christ's sakes. So yeah, Donaire is trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Like, let me keep my belts. I'll give you the money after this fight. Okay, cool.
Miguel.
Yes.
Because you care. Alicia Baumgardner versus Christina, whatever her name is.
Oh, you don't care, Lee? I'm pretty sure the weigh-ins you're gonna.
Lena Troutau.
I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm talking about for Alicia Baumgardner.
Well, no, she's hot.
Okay.
Yeah, wait. Let's see.
I still don't like how she's been acting as a champ, though. Yeah, she's hot and all that, but she's been real childish with them belts.
What?
Baumgartner,
no.
the one that.
Oh my God,
yeah.
Christina is a horse.
All right, I gotta go. All right, guys.
All right.
Jeez, oh
All
my.
right, Andrew, send us out Jim Lampley style.
Jeez.
Oh, come on. I already did, and you fucking ended it with.
You have not ever done a Jim Lampley.
Go and watch the 24/7, you guys. What's next week? Did we announce what's next week? What the fight is?
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Just no need to. Then that's the only thing that's on.
Oh man. I'll see you guys next. Damn, we got another show. We have to pull it out of our ass.
No, there's completely. All right, so no,
Hey,
no.
What about Diaz and Paul? They've been real quiet. You think that one's gonna go?
Donaire Santiago.
Well, we have about a month before that one, or a little over a month. I think once we're inside of a month, then I think. Oh wait, hold on. It's August 5th. Oh yeah, we are within a month. Yeah, they're gonna start making some noise real soon. Yeah.
They've been quiet. I wonder how ticket sales are going for them.
Right.
All right, Lee. We'll do that next week. There's your teaser.
Wow. Thanks, everyone. Click like, subscribe. Miguel, give me some kind of closing to this.
Oh, geez. If you guys are ready for a main course in Spence and Crawford at the end of the month, make sure to get your appetizers by watching the All Access on Showtime.